Have you ever stopped to think about the exact moment the United States became a true global superpower? It wasn't this slow, gradual thing. It was actually a single dramatic pivot. Today, we're going to zero in on that exact moment and the powerful idea that changed America, and really the entire world, forever. Just think about this transformation. Before the 20th century, you've got an America that's mostly a regional player, kind of keeping to itself, protected by these two massive oceans from the world's problems. And then, almost overnight, it becomes the dominant force on the world stage. This wasn't just some slow evolution, it was a massive seismic shift, and it all happened in a surprisingly short amount of time. So the big question is, how does that even happen? How does a nation that was pretty much built on a foundation of isolationism suddenly decide to become a central actor in global conflicts? What could possibly be powerful enough to make a country ditch over a century of tradition and just dive headfirst into a brutal European war? Well, the answer isn't just in an event. It's in an idea. A single, powerful idea that completely reshaped America's identity from the inside out. All right, so to really get this, we've got to go back in time. The year is 1917. For almost 3 years, the world has just been engulfed in the Great War, a conflict on a scale nobody had ever seen before. It was absolutely brutal. And all that time, America was just watching from the sidelines. But this is the moment, right here. This is where everything is about to change. For a while, neutrality was the name of the game. That was the official policy. But the pressure was building and building. German U-boats were out there sinking ships, and that included American ships. Then you get the final straw. The Zimmermann telegram. This was a secret message from Germany to Mexico, basically proposing a military alliance against the United States. And that was it. In April 1917, the watching was over. That decision, the decision to enter World War I, was the spark that lit the fuse for America's rise to power. Okay, but think about it. If you're going to send a nation to war, especially a nation that really doesn't want to go, you need more than just a good reason. You need a mission, a cause. And President Woodrow Wilson, well, he understood this perfectly. He didn't frame this as some political fight over land or power. No, he framed it as a moral crusade, a fight for the very soul of the world. These 6 words, they literally changed everything. This wasn't about conquering territory or grabbing resources. Wilson was pitching something totally revolutionary for American foreign policy. He was talking about a new world order, one based on American ideals. It was a mission not just to win a war, but to reshape the entire globe in America's own image. But Wilson knew. He knew this grand, beautiful vision came with a horrific price tag, and he didn't try to hide it. Instead, he framed the ultimate sacrifice, American lives, not as some tragic loss, but as a privilege, a necessary, even noble cost in this huge fight for global liberty. It's an incredibly powerful and, frankly, a deeply unsettling way to justify a war. So right here, you see the two sides of the exact same coin. On one side, you have this beautiful, idealistic vision of a world that's free and democratic. And on the other, you have the brutal, bloody reality of the trenches that it would take to even try to achieve it. And this tension, this push and pull between noble goals and violent means, well, that would pretty much define American foreign policy for the next 100 years. And look, this wasn't some temporary detour. This wasn't a blip on the radar. By jumping into the war and wrapping itself in this new global mission, the United States had crossed a line. There was no going back to the old days of just staying out of it all. America was now a permanent, powerful player on the world stage, whether it was ready for that role or not. So let's just trace that path one more time, just to lock it in. It all kicks off with one single massive decision: enter the war. That action is then fueled by this incredibly powerful justification, this moral vision from Wilson. And the result? A complete, permanent transformation of America's role in the world. You see how each step just leads almost unstoppably right into the next. And all of this brings us to the question that honestly still echoes today. What is the real cost of making the world safe for democracy? And maybe even more importantly, who gets to decide when that price is actually worth paying? It's a question that has shaped American intervention for over a century, and it's one that, we're all still grappling with.